So, again, thank you for returning your registration and waiver form. And because you sent it back to me, I'm going to send you one of these manicure kits as a thank you. I was thinking earlier, how can I, have a better chance of people returning them? I think I have seven between the morning and afternoon class. And I was like, oh, send them a prize, of course. That's what gets us to do things. We like prizes. So I picked this out just because I think it's useful. I have one in my car. Whenever we got these in, I took one and put it in my car because the only thing it's missing is um, tweezers.
Mm.
I don't know if y'all are like me, but I get in my car and I look and see if I need to pluck any of my eyebrows or chin hairs or mustache hairs. That's the best lighting and the best mirror in your car to do that. So add a little tweezer and you'll have a perfect set. So I'll get that in the mail this afternoon. Well, I'll put it up front for the secretary to mail it, so it may go out tomorrow.
Mhm.
Um, so did y'all get snow?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, yes,
Yes.
Was it
Plenty.
yes,
was it so
plenty.
pretty?
Yeah,
Yes,
it was.
yes.
Yeah.
I got
Oh,
about 7 inches.
oh, wow. I'm not sure how much we got. Now, somebody said we got anywhere from 6 to 8 or something like that. But it's kind of hard to tell because a lot of it was sleet.
Mm.
It would
Mm.
snow and sleet, and then it was
Mhm.
kind of rain, really. So,
Mm.
that smashed it down a lot, and you can't really measure it the same way if you just get straight snow. So,
Mhm.
all I know is it was beautiful. We got to make
Yes.
snowmen. Me and my daughter went on the sled. Uh, we just had a big time. We really enjoyed it. And somebody said it looks like we may be getting some in February, and I
And we,
no,
mm,
thank you. Like this is supposed to be a every like 7 year thing. This
Yeah.
multiple times in one season. So
Mm-mm.
I reject the talk of more snow. Mainly because it comes with cold. That's my deal.
yes, yes.
Mhm.
So anyway, well, let's get ourselves all warmed up and started. Reminding you while we do warm up about the YouTube page. Miss Barbara she was listening to it. And I think, was that you, Miss Barbara, or was that Miss Irene?
That was me. I turned it off.
Miss Irene.
Marine.
As soon as I said it, I was like, wait a minute, that's not correct. Um, but that's there for y'all. And if there's something there that, or something that's not there that you think would be helpful to you, just
Mhm.
let me know. I'm
Mhm.
working on more recordings. On Friday, I had a request for a recording where my back was turned rather than doing it in mirror image. And so I recorded that. So, I mean, I'm pretty easy going as far as what y'all want or need. If you want a video of something done seated, I mean, whatever you can come up with, I'm
Mhm.
happy to do because if it's going to help you, most likely it'll be helping somebody else. So, as we get warmed up and get ready to do our warm up stretches, keep in mind that everything that we do, we follow our principles. And as long as we're following principles, we get the benefits of our Tai Chi. And so they motivate us, not just in class, but outside of class, specifically with body awareness. And body awareness is one of the gifts that Tai Chi gives us because, I mean, people talk about how Jennifer lives on your shoulder and reminds you to check your posture, to make sure you're breathing, or, to not lean. Or, I mean, let go of tension. Just all the little things I say to you in class. Let me live on your shoulder as long as you have a nice version of me. And remind you that no matter what you're doing, you have proper body structure, and you're holding yourself in a way that is safe and stable, so that you're less likely to fall. And so let's start with our neck exercises. Get in our stable stance. We have a soft bend in our knee. Our feet are about shoulder width apart. No tension in our shoulders. And our goal is to breathe. Just breathe. Practice as often as you can, inhaling through your nose. And if you can, exhale through your nose slowly. Or exhale through your mouth and purse your lips to slow down that air. So often we hold our breath when we're busy doing stuff and we want to continue to breathe. So just check in with yourself and be like, hey, you're holding your breath. Let's take some breaths. Here we go with our neck. Bring our hands up, palms down. Turn and pull them towards our chin and chest. Turn and push away and follow those hands all the way down, chin to chest. Inhale up and exhale whenever you get ready. Slow, smooth, and continuous. That's another one of our principles of movement control in our Tai Chi. And it's hard to slow down when we live in a hurry world. So just sometimes you gotta pretend you're in slow motion, and that's what helps you slow down. Our other neck exercise starts out the same way. When we drop one to our hip, we follow the other hand as we look over that shoulder, back to the front, and switch hands. Stretching that neck, working on that mobility, letting any tension go that we're holding on to. Continuing to breathe and not holding tension in our shoulders. Check your jaw. Make sure you're not clenching your jaw. The more we practice these moves, the more mobile our joints get, the less stiff they are. Now let's roll our shoulders. Rolling forward and back. Little circles. I think the size of a quarter. My circles are actually more like half dollars. A quarter is so tiny. But always circle back second. That helps reset your posture. Big shoulder circle. Hands up, turn, and push those hands down. This is a great one to practice breath as we inhale as we come up and then exhale as we push down. Acknowledging that all of us breathe at different rates, so we have different lung capacities. So you don't have to match my move and match my breath. Slow, smooth, and continuous. All right, let's get our ball. We're going to stretch our spine. So we'll separate our hands. One pushes up and one pushes down. Remember, keeping that soft bend in our elbow, not completely straightening our arms. Come back to our ball and switch. Stretching that spine. Inhale as you come to the ball. Exhale as you separate. And if that just complicates it too much to worry about when to inhale and exhale, as long as you're breathing, that's what we're going for. Just not holding your breath, continuing to breathe. And you can match your breath to movements later as you learn and get these movements down. We're only on class 4. to our ball, and let's take it on a ride. We're going to go side to side. My head is not moving. My head is going along with my body. It looks like my head is turning, but because it's attached to my body, it goes along. I'm just moving the top part of my body, stretching my spine side to side. We go to switch our hands, do that slow, smooth, continuous. Very good. All right, now for our lower body. Remember that this is where it gets a little complicated because we're shifting weight and holding weight on one leg. So have your wall nearby, a chair, a table, something that's not going to move if you lean into it. But for our lower body, first for our hips, we shift our weight to one leg, heel forward, hands back. Pause in the middle and toe back, hands forward. Continuing to breathe. And keeping that upright posture. No tension in the shoulders. Back to center. Shift weight. Let's take that other foot, heel forward, pause, and toe back. Our hands go in the opposite direction of that foot, making it a cross-lateral movement and counterbalance. But this right here is good for our brain. It's kind of like tapping your head and rubbing your belly. Going opposite directions like this. There is no doubt that exercise helps our brain. Let's shift from one leg to the other, tapping that foot. Shift as our hands go to that side and stopping at the frame of our bodies. Shift and tap. Remember, we're going slow, smooth, and continuous, which allows weight to be on one leg longer because we're going slow. And the longer we hold weight on one leg, the stronger that muscle gets, and it becomes stable, which helps keep us from falling. So that is the purpose, or one of the purposes of slow, smooth, continuous. It does keep our weight on one leg longer. All right, for our knees, we have our loose fist. We're going to shift to one leg, lift, and punch. So we're tapping out that toe and punching the opposite arm. Lift, tap, and punch. Bring it back. Shift, lift, tap, and punch. I feel like I'm really cruising through these warm-ups today. So y'all let me know if y'all have any questions about these moves. I want us to get as much practice as we can on our waving hands and clouds movement, which will be our new learn for the day. And typically we take 2, sometimes 3 weeks on waving hands and clouds. All right, now we're going to step forward. So we shift weight, we take a small step forward, we shift forward as we punch that opposite hand and come back, feet side by side. Shift, step, shift and punch, bring it back, feet side by side. Shift, step, shift and punch, keeping our bodies upright. Not leaning into the shift. I really like this movement because we're shifting forward and back and side to side. So we're shifting weight all the different directions, which really works those muscles. Your time. All right. There's Miss Nora. Let me let her in and write her down. All right, so now for our ankle. We're going to shift the weight to one leg and heel toe. Miss Nora, I see your video, your microphone and your video are off, but I want to let you know that I got that video up with my back turned doing the advanced 6 movements. So hopefully that was helpful for you. Shift, heel toe, heel toe. When I teach y'all here, I teach y'all in mirror image. So when I say right, I'm actually moving my left foot, but I'm mirror imaging y'all. And then big toe, little toe. And that, if that's confusing for you, don't worry about it, because if you're moving your left foot instead of your right, we're getting ready to do it to the other side. So you'll have it on both sides eventually. Other than commencement. Commencement is our only movement that we don't do on both sides. So. All right, there is all of our warm-up movements. Do y'all have any questions about any of those? All right, I didn't go too fast. You know, when we learn them, we just continue to practice them, and we don't necessarily talk about all the pieces and parts like we did the first time we did it. All right, so far we have done and learned commencement, open and close, and single whip. And we kind of talked about waving hands in clouds with stepping, Tai Chi walking to the side, I think, if I remember right. There's been a whole winter storm since we saw each other last. But let's practice those first 3 moves.
Mom, see if you can carry this for me.
All right. So starting with our hands on our to our sides, our weight is on both legs. Our legs are about shoulder width apart. No tension in our shoulders. All right, here we go. And commence. Hands come up and out, down, and we shift weight to our right leg. Place our left foot out. Hands come in and up. Shift left as our hands go out. Right foot forward. Hands come back, open and close. Single whip. Shift left. Step right, adjust weight, push, turn, separate, move both hands out, but our head and eyes follow that left hand.
Mom, hold this.
And the transition move is for our right foot and our right hand to come back, and then we step out with our right foot. And that starts our first step of waving hands in clouds. So let's do that again. First 3 moves. And commence. Hands come up, down, shift right. Place that left foot out. Hands come in and up. Shift left as the hands go out. Right foot forward. Hands come back, open and close. Single whip. Shift left, step right, adjust weight. Push, turn, separate, eyes follow that left hand. Shift left, bring that right foot, right hand back, and then step that right foot out. And that would be our first step of waving hands in clouds. When I say adjust weight, what I mean by that is now put weight on both feet. So that's in that single whip movement where we shift left, step right, and then I say adjust weight. So shifting left, weight's on my left, weight's on my left. When I step out right, no weight is on my right foot, because we always step empty, right? And what is an empty step? Hey, Miss Linda. What is an empty step? That means we put that foot out there, but don't give it weight. So every step that we take is always empty. Then we give it weight. Okay? So when I say shift, step, adjust weight, that adjust weight means I gave weight to both of my feet. Then I'm going to shift weight back to my left foot, bring my right foot in, and then I'm going to step it out for waving hands and clouds. So that's what I mean when I say adjust weight. All right, so here let's begin. And
I'm in.
uh-oh. Hey, Miss Linda.
Hey, honey, I just got in from my meal deal. I just got here.
I'm glad you're here. I was worrying about you.
Well,
Y'all, this season is flu season. And I keep hearing about people getting the flu. I think I've heard people getting COVID. And so when y'all aren't here, I really do worry about y'all. And my mind always thinks flu. And so what I want y'all to do is do your best to not get sick. I don't want y'all to get sick at all. And what are some things that you can do? Keep your hands washed, stay hydrated, don't be around a bunch of people, don't be touching a bunch of stuff and then touching your face when you are out. And stay hydrated. Did I say that? I probably said that twice because I'm serious about staying hydrated. And that helps flush things through your body. So you see let me show y'all how serious I am about being hydrated. This is my gallon water jug that I bring every day. and then I pour it into this cup. So I'm refilling this cup all day long. So anyway, that's just a side note. I don't want anybody to get sick, but it happens sometimes. And if you do get sick, stay rested, see your doctor, get medicine if you need. But try to stay well. Get plenty of sleep. That will help. When we sleep, our body rejuvenates. Our body heals anything that's going on. So try to get you some good sleep so that anything going on, you can heal. All right.
Something's not right.
I know you're sideways. Am I sideways for you?
No, there's interference though in your features. Get back here. Go lay down.
What is happening, and is it happening for everybody? What is interference?
Mine is just like bad weather, how it does with your TV.
Does everybody's look like that?
No.
Oh.
Well, yours will straighten up and then it goes back. When you get closer, it seems like I don't know, honey. Just let's go.
Let me see.
I'm not getting nowhere, and you're not getting nowhere with the lesson. Now it's straightened out.
I wonder if when I'm moving back and forth, if it's doing some kind of it
don't usually
adjusting or something.
It don't usually do that.
Huh.
But it's straightened out right now. So
okay. I'll just stand right here and do Tai Chi. But I was thinking that earlier that it looked like I was fuzzy and then it would kind of come into clear.
Focus.
And thank you. Whoever said focus. Thank you for saying that. I couldn't think of that word. But
that's what it was doing.
I thought I just needed new glasses. So you made me feel like I wasn't crazy, so thank you.
Well, you're not crazy either.
I'm gonna move this down so y'all can see it.
I told you to hush. now.
This is our movement that we're doing today, and when I moved the camera, it cut that off. All right, so we're going to practice, and then we're going to get on our waving hands and clouds. So here we go. Commence, open and close, and single whip. And begin. Up, down, shift right. Place left, hands come in and up. Shift left as those hands go out. Right foot forward, hands come back, open and close. Single whip. Shift left, step right, adjust weight. Push, turn, separate. Eyes follow our left hand. Shift left, bring that right foot, right hand back, and then step left. That's our first step for waving hands and clouds. Again, without talking. And commence. All right, so those are our first three moves. Let's build on that. It doesn't mean we're perfect at those. We're going to continue to practice. But when we learn our basic 6, it'll make better sense to practice all of them.
Go
So,
get your food.
waving hands and clouds is Tai Chi walking sideways. What is special about Tai Chi walking? Well, it is that we empty step, which means we place that foot out there, but we don't give it weight immediately. Then we give it weight. And then we step, empty, no weight. Then we give it weight. So let's Tai Chi walk sideways. So you walk until you can't walk anymore. Shift, step, shift, step, shift, step, shift, step, shift, step, shift, step. All right, I might could do one more. Shift, step, shift, step. Now I can go the next way or back the other way. Step, shift, step, shift, step, shift, step, shift. Just walking to the side. And what I want you to pay attention to is what feels natural as far as the space of your steps. Because we're all different, because our legs are all different lengths, our steps are going to be different because of our step lengths. Have you ever tried to walk with somebody who has really long legs and match their gait and you be short? That'll wear you out. So having you walk back and forth so that you can get a feel for if you step too far, then you have a hard time with the follow step. So let me get back going the other way and then I'll show you too far. So here I'm stepping too far. All right, now I'm in a pickle because I need to shift weight, but how am I going to shift weight way over there? Well, what I have to do is kick off of this foot. So I kind of bend into it and then kick. Well, that's not very Tai Chi of me. And so that's why we don't want to step too far. If I were to step too close, then that doesn't feel really stable. I feel myself being very wobbly. So that's a no-go. So we want to find that happy medium. In generic terms, it's right outside of hip width and then right at hip width. That's kind of a generic median. We step out and we step in. Basically, I am picking my foot up and putting it right back down beside where it just was. So I'm not stepping very far. So get a real feel for that. So you heard me call out this move as step, shift, step, shift, step, shift. Okay, you hear those words? Now see those words. Step,
Yep.
shift.
Yeah.
Okay, so these are our 4 parts of waving hands in clouds. I highly recommend you make your own little cheat sheet. This is a little post-it note. That's a big post-it note. But I have this in front of me that says step, switch, turn, shift. Now, step, and beside it says empty. That's whenever we place that foot, but we don't immediately give it weight. Switch, we're going to talk about these two, switch and turn. Those are our hands, right? We haven't got there yet. The bottom one, step and shift, it says shift weight. This says shift, change, or switch, change hands, and this says turn or wave. So I'll highly recommend doing a cheat sheet, putting it on the wall or somewhere in front of you as you practice waving hands in clouds, so you can just read the paper to know what's next. You don't have to really think about it. That'll help you out having that cheat sheet. But I put it on the wall so it's here in our class. All right, so we've done step and shift. Now we're going to do switch and turn. Do you remember when in our warm-ups, when we warmed up our spine, we have our ball? And so I will say to y'all, when we have our ball, the hand on top tells us what direction we're going. So if this hand's on top, I'm turning that way. And I stop just above that knee. Then I switch my hands and then I turn just above that knee. Then I switch and turn. Switch and turn. So this is our spinal warm-up to warm up our spine horizontally. So that move right there is very similar to what we do in waving hands in clouds. Our hands are just different. The body motion is the same. So my head doesn't turn, right? My head is connected to my body. And when I turn my body, my head goes along for the ride. So how do I place my hands? I have one hand by my hip. So it's engaged. You see my bent elbow. My hand's just not, dangling down around here. I have my hand at my hip. This hand comes cross body. So I think of it like a sash. So technically this hand is on top, right? Just like our ball. The top hand tells us the direction. So my sash hand is my top hand. That's the way I turn. So I'm going to turn until it's above that knee. And then I'm going to switch. So this hand's going to come down by my hip. And this hand's going to come up like my sash. Now I'm going to turn. Then I'm going to switch, turn, switch, turn, switch, turn. So let's go side to side. Just like our ball, but our hands are different. Switch and turn. See, these are the other 2 words in our waving hands in clouds. Switch and turn. Oh yeah, don't forget to breathe, y'all. When we learn new stuff, we tend to hold our breath. So this is our switch and turn. All right, easy, right? We can turn our hands and we can walk sideways. What I want you to do is do these hands the wrong way. All right, so here I know that I'm supposed to turn in the direction of the hand that's on top, right? So I'm supposed to go this way. But what I want you to do is turn the wrong way. So turn the wrong way. Does that feel good? All right, let's switch. Let's do the other side. Turn the wrong way. Doesn't that feel like you're turning your back or your shoulder to somebody? You know how little kids will do this. They'll turn their shoulder to you because they don't want you to get them, right? Or they have something they don't want you to get it. That's kind of a negative body language, isn't it? Like, get away from me. That's not what we're going for. We're going for the open. See, that opened us up to turn that way. Opened us up. Opened us up. Not, hold on, close. See, it just doesn't feel right to do it wrong. So sometimes you got to do it wrong to go, I get it. I get it. So that's what it feels like. Or maybe maybe you were doing it wrong and you were like, this just don't feel right. And I don't know why. It's because you were closing yourself off. And I didn't see anybody doing it. I promise y'all, I don't watch y'all to judge. I just watch to make sure y'all just alive and breathing.
Praise the Lord for it.
Now, if y'all want me to watch you and judge you, you please let me know and I will watch and judge you. But I like to see y'all here. I'm glad you're here. I see movement, I see effort, and that's what's important. So I try to give you all the safety tips, and I want you to follow those so that you are safe. So all of that said, we did our feet and our hands. Well, we want to put them together, and together goes in this order. So we're going to step, then we're going to switch our hands, then we're going to turn, and then we're going to shift. Okay, so one thing at the time. All right, we ended here with single whip. We pulled this back and now we're ready. So we step, switch our hands, turn, shift, step, switch, turn, shift, step, switch, turn, shift, step, switch, turn, shift, step, switch, turn, shift. This is waving hands and clouds.
Again.
Step, switch, turn, shift, step, switch. See why that cheat sheet will be so handy? So you know to do one thing at the time. And it's very robotic right now, and that's okay. We're just trying to learn the motions. Once you learn those motions and you feel better about it, then you start making it a little more smooth. So yours will start looking like this. I stepped and switched at the same time. You see that? I was here and I went step and switch. See how smooth this is? This is the exact move that we're learning. Just like that. And then we'll come to the middle for open and close. So we come to the middle for open and close after we step 6 times. I don't think I said that 6 times, but it's 6 times. So let's count them. Let's go from the end of single whip. We're here and we're ready for that first step. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. I think 5. I forgot to say 5. And 6. Together, open and close. Whew, that was hard to count. Why is it hard to count to 6? I'm thinking step, switch, turn, shift, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's way too much going on. Did I say this movement was dynamic? Yes. That's why we spend 3 weeks practicing and learning it. That's why we spent, several minutes just walking to the side to get a feel for that. And then another few minutes going side to side with our hands. Putting it all together is like, ah! So let's do it again. So single whip. Single whip to the right. Waving hands in clouds. And turn. Shift. Step. Switch. Turn. Shift. Step, switch, turn, shift, step, switch, turn, shift, step, switch, turn, shift, step, switch, turn, and to the middle for open and close. Close it out. So let's do it again. This time, instead of saying step, I'm going to say the number of step it is. Or at least that's what I'm going to try to do. And single whip. See if I can't mess it up really good. There's single whip. And here we go. 1, switch, turn, shift, 2, switch, turn, shift, 3, switch, turn, shift, 4, switch, turn, shift, 5, switch, turn, shift, and 6, switch, turn. We don't shift, we come back to the middle for open and close. I did it. I did it really, really fast, but I did it. And I couldn't have done it without that cheat sheet. So I'm telling y'all, I have been doing Tai Chi for 11 years. Oh, 13 years. 13 years I've been doing this, and I still use my cheat sheet. So don't think you're too good for a cheat sheet. It's helpful. So here we go. Let's just do it from the top so we don't forget for commencement, open and close, and single whip. All right, from the top and commence. Open, close. Single whip. All right, waving hands and clouds. We have 1, switch, turn, shift, 2, switch, turn, shift, 3, switch, turn, shift, 4, switch, turn, shift, 5, switch, turn, shift, 6, switch, turn, and then come back to the middle for open and close. How was that?
Good. Need more practice.
Y'all. So that is all. That's our movements. So we've learned our movements, but let's finish it out. Now let's do from here. We just did our 6 steps of waving hands and clouds. Now we have to do our single whip to the left. So how do we do that? We shift right, step left, adjust weight, push, turn, and separate. Our eyes follow that right hand. Shift right, bring that left foot, left hand back. Now we're ready to wave hands and clouds to the left. So we step left, switch our hands, and turn. Shift, step, switch, turn. Shift, step, switch, turn. Shift, step, switch, turn. Shift, step, switch, turn. And here's our 6th step. Shift, step, switch, turn, and to the middle for open, close, and close it out. That's our basic 6. We know it. Let's practice it again from the top. We do a time check. Okay. And commence. Open, close. Single whip. Wave hands and clouds. Switch, turn, shift, step, switch, turn, shift, step, switch, turn, shift, step, switch, turn, shift, step, switch, turn, and to the middle for open and close. Single whip, shift, step, adjust, push, turn, and separate as follow that right hand. Shift right, bring that left foot, left hand back, wave hands and clouds to the left. Step, switch, turn, shift, 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 step, switch, turn, and to the middle for open, close, and close it out. We're getting there, aren't we, y'all?
Yes, ma'am. So.
All right, so do you have a favorite movement?
Not
Right
really.
now, I don't
Not
know.
yet. Is there? Go ahead.
I have them all mixed up, but I'm doing them.
That's okay.
One favorite.
I fully expect for everyone to be a little bit confused right now, to be a little bit overwhelmed with the movements, especially if you have never done it before. But in all honesty, think about the times that you've learned something new. It's always like that in the beginning. You know, like when I had y'all walking side to side, taking steps. Oh, that was easy, wasn't it? Oh, that was no big deal at all. When I had y'all here and we turned and switched our hands and we turned. Okay, that was a little bit more challenging, but doable. It's when I had you put all that together that your minds just go, whoo, that's a lot going on. And that's why I encourage you so much to make yourself a cheat sheet and just follow it. And then your body starts developing a memory for the movements. Okay. So this is all about practice, and that's what we're going to be doing the next couple weeks is just honing our craft with these moves, incorporating our principles into these moves. But that's one reason why I kind of threw it all out there to you, knowing that it was a little overwhelming, but at least got it out of the way. So you're familiar with the movements now. Now it's just to hone our craft. So let's practice, starting from the top and commence. Hands come up, down, shift right. Step left, hands come in and up. Shift left as those hands go out. Right foot forward, hands come back, open and close. Single whip. Shift left, step right, adjust weight. Push, turn, separate. Eyes follow our left hand. Shift left, bring that right hand, right foot back, waving hands in clouds. Step, switch, turn, shift, step, switch, turn. Take your time. Shift, step, switch, turn. 4 things. Shift, step, switch, turn. Shift, step, switch, turn, shift, step, switch, turn, and then come back to center for open, close. Now single whip. Shift right, step left, adjust weight. Push, turn, and separate. Eyes follow our right hand. Shift right, bring that left foot, left hand back. Waving hands in clouds. Step, switch, turn, shift, 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 step, switch, turn, and to the middle for open and close. Close it out. So look at us. We did it. We did our basic 6. All right, this time we're going to do it, and I'm not going to talk you through it. I'm just going to say the name of the movement. So just follow me, and then we'll cool down. Okay, so this gives us a little practice without the reminder with our words of what we're doing. Okay, here we go, and commence. Open, close. Single whip. Waving hands in clouds. Open, close. Single whip. Waving hands in clouds. close. And close it out. So remember, on the YouTube page, you can always watch this class over, but in tutorials, you can watch Basic 6. I think I do it 4 or 5 different ways. I think I do one video 2 different ways because I forgot I'd already done it. So Basic 6, it is covered on that YouTube page. So you can get on that video and, I don't know how long it is without looking, but it's a lot less time than an hour class, right? So if you just want to practice or if you just want to watch it, sometimes watching it helps you learn. All right, let's give ourselves a cool down, challenging ourselves right here to lift our knees high as we give ourselves that fist massage, breaking up lactic acid, stretching our hips and knee joints as we lift those legs, because our legs work hard. Those leg muscles will be so tired from weight transfer. So expect to get sore, especially if you're not used to a whole lot of activity. I'm used to a lot of activity and I still get sore. So let's gather all the tension and then let it go, y'all. Let's don't live life in tension. Tension can cause us pain. We don't want pain. Let all of that tension go. Gather it, purposely feel it, and then purposely let it go. One more time. Tense and relax. Inhale up and push down. These shoulder circles. We do it at the beginning of class and at the end. So we know it's important. And then to end class, we make a loose fist with our right hand. We put our left fingers together. Our fist represents our strength. Our fingers together represents our friendship. Our thumb in represents our humility. And we put those together, and in mutual respect, we say namaste.
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 Thank y'all
Namaste.
y'all are really giving it a good effort, and I'm real proud of y'all for doing that. It's easy to just say, I don't want to do that. I can't do that. But y'all are doing it, and y'all are not giving up, and I'm proud of y'all for that. So good job. I will see y'all next Tuesday, Lord's will. Make yourself a cheat sheet. Practice Tai Chi walking. Just do something. Breathe. We're going to have a very warm day on Friday. Get outside and enjoy that. But just let me know if there's anything I can do for y'all, okay?
Okay.
All right. Well, I love y'all.
I love you.
All right.
Love you
Bye-bye.
too.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Love you.